My guitar, John's real loud up here. I'm afraid it's going to shock me. Okay, thanks. Ready? I think I'm ready. Here we go.
Gonna sing a lonesome tune. Oh, babe, I'm a-comin' soon. I cannot believe I stayed so long away. But a man must look around. You're the sweetest thing I've found. Your lost high rollers rolling home today. My daddy said to me, son, it's hard as you will see. Find someone upon whom to rely. In the kitchen, mama sneezed, and he grinned big as you please. Said bless you, and a tear come to his eye. Decide that very day I'd like to live that way. Oh, now I know it's just been wasting time. It's with you that I should be. If you feel the same about me, I'm headed home along the straightest line. I ain't gonna sing the lonesome tune. Oh, babe, I'm a-comin' soon. Cannot believe I stayed so long away. But a man must look around. You're the sweetest thing I've found. Your lost high rollers rolling home today. Gonna sing the lonesome tune. Oh, babe, I'm a-comin' soon. I cannot believe I stayed so long away. But a man must look around. You're the sweetest thing I've found. Your lost high rollers rolling home today. Everybody.
Thanks. I need a little more guitar here, John, for me. Might roll off just a little bit of bass and put some high end on it. About a year and a half ago, I was down in Austin, Texas. I was down there for Jerry Jeff Walker's birthday bash. And we got bashed. And we bashed. And we had a big old time. And ran into a couple of Yahoo friends of mine, one named Ramblin Jack Elliott. Some of y'all might know. If you do, you know they don't call him Ramblin Jack because he travels around a lot. If you've ever heard Jack tell a story. This other guy who's maybe the world's best rodeo cowboy that ever lives, his name's Larry Mahan. 10 times in a row world champion all-around cowboy. Anybody that's crazy enough to get on a bull is just fine with me. But anyway, the three of us decided, well, I don't know if we decided, but we certainly proceeded to stay up all night and greet the dawn in Austin, Texas. So Ramblin' Jack said, I got these lines in my face, trying to straighten out the wrinkles in my life. When I think of all the fools I've been, it's a wonder that I've sailed this many miles. To which Mahan replied, said the sweet bird of youth was sitting on my shoulder yesterday. But she's always changing partners, and I always knew she'd up and fly away. They're staying up all night in a Driscoll hotel, Ramblin' Jack and Mahan's cowboyed all to hell. And the room smell like bulls, and the words sound like songs. Now there's a pair to draw to, boys, I would not steer you wrong. So Ramblin' Jack said, I recall a time that I set my soul on fire just for show. And all it ever taught me was the more I learned, the less I seemed to know. And Mahan crawled out from behind the couch, said, Jack, he said, as far as I can see, mistakes are only horses in disguise. Ain't no need to ride 'em over, 'cause we could not ride 'em different if we tried. And then staying up all night in a Driscoll hotel with Ramblin' Jack and Mahan was cowboyed all to hell. And the room smelled like bulls, the words sound like songs. Now there's a pair to draw to, boys, I would not steer you wrong. Staying up all night in a Driscoll hotel, Ramblin' Jack and Mahan's cowboyed all to hell. And the room smell like bulls, and the words sound like songs. Now there's a pair to draw to, boys, I would not steer you wrong. Thank you. Pack up all your dishes, make note of all good wishes, and say goodbye to the landlord for me. And some of the bitches always bored me. Throw out them LA papers, a moldy box of vanilla wafers. Adios to all this concrete. Gonna get me some dirt road back street. I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught. Down at a road and a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't bought, and is the old skinny Dennis. The only one I think I will miss. I can hear that old bass singing, sweet and low like a gift you're bringing. Play it for me one more time now. Got to give it all we can now. I believe everything you're saying, just to keep on playing. If I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught. Down that road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't bought and put pink card in the mailbox. Leave the key in that old front door lock. They'll find it likely as not. I'm sure there's something we haven't forgotten. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry, babe. Love's a gift that's surely handmade. We got something to believe in. Don't you think it's time we're leaving? I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught. Down that road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't bought. If I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught. You know, Susanna and I used to live in this little apartment out in Los Angeles, California. Pretty weird place. The weirdest thing about it was the landlord. He was one of those guys that come home from work every day, go out the garage, make his own bullets. The nice thing about this place was right outside the front window was the prettiest grapefruit tree you ever seen. No other grapefruit were sweet. And one morning we awoke to the sound of this guy out there with an axe chopping down the grapefruit tree. So I went outside and said, "Man, what are you doing?" He said, "Oh, guys, you know this damned old grapefruit tree?" He said, "Some bitch has been here 30 or 40 years, I guess." He said, "It's gotten so big and the roots have spread out so far, starting to crack my concrete driveway. Pack up all your dishes, make note of all good wishes, and say goodbye to the landlord for me. Son of a bitch always bores me." Thank you.
That's a pretty song. I used to visit Guy and Susanna when they lived in that little apartment, and that landlord didn't bore me at all, man. I mean, that dude was around, I was on red alert. Anyway, here's this song, I'll give this song here a try. This is called Mr. Mud and Mr. Gold. This is about playing a poker game called Five Card Stud. This song goes about as fast as my money did when I used to gamble. Well, the wicked king of clubs awoke. It was to his queen he turned, his lips were laughing as they spoke, his eyes like bullets burned. The sun's upon a gambling day, his queen smiled low and blissfully. Let's make some wretched fool to pay, and plain it was she did agree. They sent his deuce down into diamond, his four to heart, his trade of spade. Three kings with their legions come, and preparations soon were made. Devoted club, the day's commander, give him an army, face and number. All but the outlaw jack of diamonds and the aces in the sky. Billy give his sevens first instruction. Speared me a game of stud. Stakes unscarred by limitation between a man named Gold and a man named Mud. Club filled Gold with greedy vapors till his long green eyes did glow, and Mud was left with the sighs and trembles watching his hard-earned money go. Flushes fell on Gold like water. Tens they paired and paired again, but the aces only flew through heaven, and the diamond jack called no man friend. The diamond queen saw Mud's ordeal, began to think of her long-lost son, fell to her knees with a mother's mercy and prayed to the angels every one. The diamond queen, she prayed and prayed, and the diamond angel filled Mud's hole, and the wicked king of clubs himself fell face down in front of Gold. The three kings come to club's command, and the angels from the sky did ride. Three kings up in the streets of gold, three fireballs on the muddy side. Club queen heard her husband's call, the Lord that Queen of Diamonds' joy, when the outlaw in the heavenly hall turned out to be her wandering boy. Well, Mud he checked and Gold bet all, Mud he raised and Gold he'd call, and the smile just melted off his face when Mud turned over that diamond ace. Here's what this story's told: you feel like Mud, you'll end up gold. You feel like lost, you'll end up found, so amigo, lay them razors down. Thanks, you guys. Well, it's nice to, that song's fun to sing at sea level. You know what I mean? If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I'd swim the seas for to ease your pain. In a night forlorn, the morning's born, and the morning shines with the lights of love. You will miss sunrise if you close your eyes. That would break my heart in two. Lady's with me now, since I showed her how to lay her lily hand in mine. Luke and Lil agree she's a sight to see and a treasure for the poor to find. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me? Ease my pain. If you needed me, I would come to you. I'd swim the seas for to ease your pain. Thanks, you guys. Thanks. Well, I was looping. You know that line in that song, "Luke and Lil agree." That song's been recorded a couple times, and they always change that line because it, you know, what's that mean? Well, Luke and Lil were parakeets that I hung out with at the time. Parakeets don't do real good on the road, but they went. Luke finally went stir crazy in New York City, and they were always loose when we were inside, and it was the middle of December, and some reason the window was open. There went Luke into the 5-degree New York dead of winter. And then about a week and a half after that, Lil died from a little broken parakeet heart. So.
One time I went to pick up Towns at the airport. It was during the same period of time, and he came walking down the concourse, and I was one end, he was in there, and I kept seeing him getting closer, and as he got closer, I noticed his coat was going like, and he had those parakeets, one in each inside pocket. That's the way he used to carry them on the airlines. Woo.
The stewardess comes up and says, "You care for something to drink?" And Luke says, "Cheap, cheap." He says, "No, they're not cheap. They're $3."
Yeah, we got 2 or 3 more. Well, let's see. Here's kind of a new song. Y'all ever have one of those friends that thought it was just funny as hell till about 4 o'clock in the morning? They're just like pissed out of their head and call you up. "Hey, man, how you doing? I just thinking about you. I just wanted to talk to you." I used to be that guy. Matter of fact, I still might be that guy. Well, I'm sorry about your mama, sorry about your pa, sorry about the business with your brother-in-law. Hard cheese about the money man, hard cheese about the stock, hard cheese about you being up your ears and hock. Yeah, tough luck about your luggage, tough luck about your socks, tough luck about the way that the other shoe drops. Yeah, I heard about your girlfriend, I heard about your wife, I heard about the thing you call the rest of your life. Hey, how'd you get this number, man? Who do you think you're talking to? Ooh, who do you think you're kidding? What do you want me to do? How'd you get this number, man? Please don't make me laugh. You know you ought to be on TV with a line like that. I heard about the car wreck, man, I heard about the fight, I heard about the time you was in jail all night. Now, I know you don't like trouble, I know you don't like the fight, but I know that you can argue with a fence post all night. Yeah, I heard about the lampshade, I heard you had it on your head, I heard you told a joke and knocked the whole room dead. About the cough syrup, I know about the junk, I know about you being in a deep blue funk. Ooh, how'd you get this number, man? Who do you think you're talking to? Who do you think you're kidding? What do you want me to do? How'd you get this number, man? Please don't make me laugh. You know you ought to be on TV with a line like that. As you can tell, it don't take a whole lot to amuse me. Here's a real pretty song called Old Friends. John, I need a little more guitar up here, please, and a little more high end on the vocal. Test, 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Rice checks. Havla check. Bad check. Hot check. Okay. It's like when you're making conversation, you're trying not to scream, and you're trying not to tell them that you don't care what they mean. And you're really feeling fragile, man. And you really can't get home. You really feel abandoned, but you want to be alone. Old friend, shine like diamonds. Old friend, you can always call. Old friend, Lord, you can't buy 'em. You know it's old friends after all. empty and the light begins to fade. It's hard to put you, and the only thing to protect you is a window shade. It's hard to put your finger on a thing that scares you most. And you can't tell the difference between an angel and a ghost. Oh, friend, shine like diamonds. Oh, friend, you can always call. Oh, friend, Lord, you can't buy. You know it's old friends after all. Yes, it is. Oh, friend, shine like diamonds. Oh, friend, you can always call. Oh, friend, Lord, you can't buy. You know it's old friends after all. Thanks. You know, okay, we'll get to it in just 1 second. I was going to explain to you, like, I just kind of blew a little verse in that song. That happens sometimes. What happens is I start listening to what's going on. I'm going like, wow, man, this is the best I've ever heard. This is fucking great. I forget that I'm actually singing it, you know. I'm like, wow, that's far out.
Well, you guys, I'm going to tell this. This is a true story. Some of y'all might have heard this, but it's true. So you know, truth hardly ever hurts. You know, yeah, unless it's involves where you've been or what you've been doing or anything like that. But anyway, this is how I came to write the song Pancho and Lefty. I was in Dallas, and I had a 3-day job in Dallas, you know. And it so happens that Billy Graham and Big Billy and the Guru Maharaji, they both have 3-day deals in Dallas too at the same time. And Billy Graham drew like 500,000 young Christians, you know, from all over the world. And the Guru had about 250, 300,000 young gurus from all over the world. Right, I had like 9 winos from Houston, right? We call it all of this newfound religiosity in Dallas. My friend Daniel, who's the flower child I was traveling with because he had a car. We had to go. I can't think any other reason to travel with the flower child. You know, they don't gamble. They don't carouse. You know, they barely converse and barely drive. You know, it was like, boy, by the end of that tour, I had no fingernails at all. It was like, anyway, we had to go way outside of Dallas, about 60 miles to get a room because of all the, all these folks. And we finally found a place and had no TV, zero TV, and the Coke machine had been broken for 30 years. And ever since the guy's wife left him, he told me. And there was a big crack in the swimming pool, it wouldn't hold water. And so there was nothing to do, and nothing to do except sit there and try to talk to Daniel. And that's out, right? So anyway, I sat down in a chair and I decided I'm not leaving this spot until I write some kind of song. It doesn't have to be a good song or a bad song or a short song or a long song, but I ain't moving. And I sat there for about 4 hours. And finally, Pancho and Lefty kind of drifted through the room, it felt like, and I wrote it down. Right, so the next night, Daniel and I are headed for the gig, the third night. Daniel's only identification was an expired Georgia driver's license. That, I mean, I'm talking like expired for like 15 years expired. And my only ID was, I had a record album. I had my name and my picture right on the front of it. I figured any idiot can test me, Right. On Cholo, it took about 30 minutes to get it into my wallet every morning. But anyway, we're cruising and we're headed. And Daniel told me, I said, why is your driver's license 15 years expired, Daniel? And he explained that he thought you only had to get one driver's license, when you were 16 and you had it the rest of your life. And it's his car, so I didn't argue with him. Anyway, we're cruising down toward Dallas, and Daniel's kind of weaving to miss all these young Christians that were hitchhiking in to see Billy Graham. And we're spotted by the Dallas cops and get pulled over. And this seemed to me to be a very large officer of the law, if you know what I mean. And he had on mirror shades, a Marine-type hat. And he walks up to the car, and he looks in, and he sees Daniel, this big grin on his face, flower child grin. And he had hair about to his elbows, And he looked over, and he saw me. I don't know what I looked like. And he just kind of started to kind of quiver. And he says, I better see some ID, boys. And Daniel says, yes, sir. And hands him this expired Georgia driver's license. And I'm thinking, oh, man, those 910s are going to be real disappointed because I ain't going to be there. Anyway, the guy's looking at it, just starting to get red, like the cartoons, right? And Daniel, out of the blue, looks up through the window and says, excuse me, sir, do you know Jesus? And this cop hands Daniel back his driver's license and says, you boys be careful. It's like... I always add to that little story that I used to figure that Billy Graham and the Guru Maharaji kind of co-wrote that song, But I never heard anything from them, so. Living on the road, my friend, is gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye, sank into your dreams. Pancho was a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel, or his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, on the deserts down in Mexico, but nobody heard his dying word. Oh, that's the way it goes. And all the federal ladies say they could have had him any day. They only let him hang around out of kindness, I suppose. Well, Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. The dusty Pancho bit down south ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, left his split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. But ain't nobody know. And all the federales say we could have had him any day, only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Poets tell how Pancho fell, Lefty's living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet and Cleveland's cold, so the story ends, we're told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true. We'll save a few for Lefty too. He just did what he had to do. Oh, now he's growing old. Great federales say we could have had him any day, only let him go so wrong. Out of kindness, I suppose. You great federales say we could have had him any day, only let him go so wrong. Out of kindness, I suppose.
Thanks, everybody. What is what I'll do here? This is a song called Marie. It's about the homeless of the land, of all the lands. Oh, stood in line and left my name. It took about 6 hours or so. But a man just grinned like it was all a game. Said they'd let me know. Put in my time till the Pocono line shut down 2 years ago. I was living at the Mission till I met Marie. Now I can't stay there no more. Well, I fell across town, said he looking for a man, move some old cars around. Maybe me and Marie could find a burned out van, do a little settling down. Oh, but I'm just dreaming, I ain't got no ride, and the junkyard's a pretty good ways. The job's about a half week old, besides be gone now anyway. Unemployment says I got no more checks, and they showed me to the hall. Oh, my brother died in Georgia some time ago. I got no one left to call. Well, summer wasn't bad below the bridge, a little short on food, that's all. Now I gotta get Marie some kind of coat, we're headed down into fall. I used to play the mouth harp pretty good, used to hustle up a little dough. Oh, but I got drunk and I woke up rolled a couple of months ago. Well, they got my harp and they got my dollar, them low-life so-and-sos. Harps cost money and I ain't got it, it's my own fault, I suppose. The Pocono's down, but the Chesapeake's running 2 freights every day.
just me, I'd be headed south, but Marie can't catch no train. She got some pain and she thinks it's a baby, says we gotta wait and see. In my heart I know it's a little boy, hope we don't end up like me. But a man still grinning said he lost my file, I gotta stand in line again. I wanna kill him, but I just say no, I had enough of that line, my friend. I head back to the bridge, it's getting kinda cold, I'm feeling too low down to lie. I guess I'll just tell Marie the truth, hope she don't break down and cry. Well, Marie, she didn't wake up this morning, she didn't even try. She just rolled over and went to heaven, my little boy's safe inside. I laid him in the sun where somebody find him, thought a Chesapeake on the fly. Marie, you'll know I'm headed south, so's to meet me by and by. Oh, Marie, you'll know I'm headed south, so's to meet me by and by.
How do you follow that? Oh, that's good. Well, let's see here. Boy, you like them old Dead Men songs, don't you? Okay, I'll do both of those. That's a good little combination. This is a song about the first time I ever saw a streamlined train. And it happened in a little town where I was born out in West Texas called Monahans, which is out between Pecos and nowhere. Pretty desolate part of the country. And I'll never forget it. It was like, I was about 6 years old, and everybody just kind of bundled all the kids up and took everybody down to the depot, you know, to watch this train go through. Train didn't stop or nothing. We all went down there anyway. I've been 6 years old, I had seen some trains before, so it's hard to figure out what I'm at the depot for. Trains are big and black and smoking steam, screaming at the wheels, bigger than anything there is, at least that's the way she feels. Trains are big and black and smoking, louder than July 4. Everybody's acting like this might be something more than just picking up the mail or the soldiers from the war. This is something that even old man Wildman never seen before. And it's a late afternoon on a hot Texas day. Something strange is going on and we're all in the way. Now there's 50 or 60 people, they're just sitting on the cars, and the old men left their dominoes and come down from the bars. Ooh, everybody's checking. Old Jack Pitcher will check his watch, and us kids put our ears to the rails to hear 'em pop. So we already noted when they finally said train time, you'd have thought that Jesus Christ himself was rolling down the line, 'cause things got real quiet. Mama jerked me back, and not before I got the chance to lay a nickel on the track. Woo! Look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone. Screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Big and red and silver, she don't make no smoke. She's a fast rolling streamline, come to show the folks. I said, look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone, screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Yeah. Lord, she never even stopped. She left 50 or 60 people still sitting on their cars, and they're wondering what it's coming to and how it got this far. Oh, me, I got a nickel smash flatter than a dime. Fly mad dog, runaway red silver streamline train. Look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone, screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Big and red and silver, she don't make no smoke. She's a fast rolling streamline, come to show the folks. I said, look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone, screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Yeah. Look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone, screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone.
Okay, the other song somebody asked for is the Randall Knife. This is a song I wrote for my father on the occasion of his death. I guess you could call that an occasion. Anyway, Randall Knife, and Bo Randall was a knife maker in Springfield, Massachusetts. He just died about a year ago. But he made the best knife probably in the world. Big knife. My father had a Randall knife. My mother gave it to him when he went off to World War II to save us all from ruin. Now, if you've ever held a Randall knife, you know my father well. And if a better blade was ever made, it was probably forged in hell. My father was a good man. He was a lawyer by his trade. And only once did I ever see him misuse the blade. Well, it almost cut his thumb off when he took it for a tool. Now, the knife was made for darker things, and you could not bend the rules. Well, he let me take it camping once on a Boy Scout jamboree. I broke a half an inch off trying to stick it in a tree. Well, I hid it from him for a while, but the knife and he were one, and he put it in his bottom drawer without a hard word one. There it slept, and there it stayed for 20 some odd years, sort of like Excalibur, except waiting for a tear. My father died when I was 40, and I couldn't find a way to cry. Not because I didn't love him,
not because he didn't try. I'd cried for every lesser thing, for whiskey, pain, and beauty. But he deserved a better tear, and I was not quite ready. So we took his ashes out to sea and poured them off the stern, and in through the roses in the wake of everything we'd learned. And when we got back to the house, they asked me what I wanted. Not the law books, not the watch. I need the thing he's haunted. My hand burned for the Randall Knife there in the bottom drawer. I found a tear for my father's life and all that it stood for.
Well,
This is what's so neat about doing this like this, man. We can take cigarette breaks, we can go pee, we can get another drink.
I've been to England and Great Britain a couple, 3-4 times. I really love it, man. I love the humor in England. I'm real
Funny over
hip to yeah, it's pretty funny over here. To English courage, and I love the English pubs, But I cannot figure out why any country on earth would import Thunderbird wine. Man. But anyway, they do. I actually saw some. You can smell it without opening the bottle. You can smell it. But a long time I used to, this song is about the first time I ever drank any Thunderbird wine. Talking blues, so that was from about 1968 till about 74. Well, among the strangest things I ever heard, this friend of mine said, "Man, let's get some Thunderbird." I said, "What's that?" He just started to grin, slobbered on his shirt, and his eyes got dim. He says, "You got 59 cents?" I said, "Man, I got $1, but don't be a smart aleck. I ain't gonna spend it on no Indian relic." He said, "Thunderbird's not an Indian trinket, it's a wine, man. You take it home and drink it." I said, "It don't sound like wine to me." He said he'd bet me the change from my $1. Well, we hustled on down the nearest U. Told him the guy wanted my ID. I whipped her out and showed him. He got a green bottle from the freezing vault. My friends started doing backward somersaults through the cottage cheese. We took it back to his house, started drinking, and pretty soon I set into thinking, man, this Thunderbird is yummy, 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 and I know it's doing good things to my tummy. That's the way you reason when you're on that crap. Well, we got a few more bottles and chugged them down. I pulled myself up off the ground. Decided I'd go see my dear sweet wife. She met me at the door with a carving knife. Said, "Get them damn grape peels from between your teeth." I could see we're going to have a little misunderstanding. I said, "Dear, I better get in touch with you later." She said, "Forget it, man. You're never touching me again." The now I've seen the light and I've heard the word, and I'm staying away from that old Thunderbird. The message come from heaven, radiant and fine, and now all I drink's communion wine. 6 days a week. Well, I used to quit playing the guitar at the end of May over in the States of Colorado, and I kept a horse over there, and I'd pick up the horse and I would live in the wilderness areas until it snowed, until September. I'd come down and play guitar. And I did that for a lot of years, and up around Aspen and Crested Butte, Colorado. And I'd go down about every couple weeks into Crested Butte and tie one on and gamble with all the miners and get supplies, and go back up into the mountains. And finally got to where, after a few bunch of years, it got to where instead of going to Crested Butte every 2 weeks, I was going about every 45 minutes. So, I don't do that anymore. And this song comes from there. I got out of town one day up in the hills, let my horse go to eat, and sat down in a big field of mountain daisies and wrote this song here. I always say it's half about a horse and half about a girl. I still miss the horse. I heard her sing in tongues of silver. I heard her cry in a summer storm. I loved her, but she did not know it, so I don't think about her anymore. Now she's gone and I can't believe it. I don't think about her anymore. If 3 and 4 were 7 only, where would that leave 1 and 2? If love can be and still be lonely, where does that leave me and you? Time there was and time there will be, where does that leave me and you? Well, if I had a buckskin stallion, I'd tame him down and ride away. And if I had a flying schooner, I'd sail into the light of day. If I had your love forever, sail into the light of day. Pretty songs and pretty places, places that I've never seen. Pretty songs and pretty faces, tell me what their laughter means. Some look like they'll cry forever, tell me what their laughter means. If I had a buckskin stallion, I'd tame him down and ride away. If I had a golden galleon, I'd sail into the light of day. If I had your love forever, sail into the light of day. Thanks, everybody.
you lend your lungs to me? Mine are collapsing. Plant my feet and bitterly breathe up the time that's passing. Breath I'll take and breath I'll give, and pray the day ain't poison. Stand among the ones that live in lonely indecision. Your fingers walk the darkness down, mine is on the midnight. Gather up the gold you found, you fool, it's only moonlight. And if you try to take it home, your hands will turn to butter. Or you better leave this dream alone, try to find another. Salvation sat and crossed herself and called the devil partner. Wisdom burned upon a shelf who'll kill a raging cancer. Seal the river at its mouth, take the water prisoner. Fill the sky with screams and cries, bathe in fiery answer. Jesus was an only son, and love is only concept. The strangers cry in foreign tongues and dirty up the doorstep. Now I for one and you for two ain't got the time for outside. Just keep your injured looks to you, we'll tell the world that we tried.
Here's a couple of songs I lovingly refer to as my D period. About 15 years ago, I got real enamored of this tuning. And it only took me about 4 or 5 songs to figure out what a pain in the ass it is to do this. Consequently, now I do them all at one time. So here's a couple from the D period. The first one's a song about a oh, that's closer than it's ever been. I might be the world's worst guitar tuner. I mean, I can find the string that's out of tune. That's not the problem. You know, it's like then I tune the other 5 to it. Anyway, this is a song I wrote about a guy who was kind of like my grandfather. Actually, he was my grandmother's boyfriend. That's what he was. But he's a wildcatter out in West Texas, and wildcatters, those are guys that drill oil wells just for the hell of it. It doesn't really matter if you get anything, you know, it's a sport of it all. When I was growing up, he was the guy that taught me how to whittle and spit and cuss and drive a car and sit up straight. In that order. And I'd play the Red River Valley, and he'd sit in the kitchen and he'd cry, run his fingers through 70 years of living. I wonder, Lord, has every well I drill gone dry? With his friends, me and his old man was like desperados waiting for a train. Like desperados waiting for a train. Well, he's a drifter and a driller of oil wells, and an old school man of the world. He taught me how to drive his car when he's too drunk to. Ooh, and he'd wink and give me money for the girls. And our lives are like some old western movie, like desperados waiting for a train. Like desperados waiting for a train. From the time that I could walk, he'd take me with him to a bar called the Green Frog Cafe. And there was old men with beer guts and dominoes. Oh, and they're lying about their lives while they play. I was just a kid. They all called his sidekick. It was like desperados waiting for a train. Like desperados waiting for a train. And one day I looked up and he's pushing 80. And there's brown tobacco stains all down his chin. Well, to me, he's one of the heroes of this country. So why is he all dressed up like them old men? He's drinking beer and playing Moon and 42, like a desperado waiting for a train. Like a desperado waiting for a train. And then the day before he died, I went to see him. And I was grown, and he was almost gone. We just closed our eyes and dreamed us up a kitchen and sang another verse to that old song. Come on, Jack, the son of a bitch is coming. We're like desperados waiting for a train. 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 Thanks. Here's another song from the D period. I used to live in San Francisco in 68 and 69. Remember the end of all that flower child hippie bullshit? Hey. Thanks. Here's another song from the D period. I used to live in San Francisco in 68 and 69. Remember the end of all that flower child hippie bullshit? Hey! Well, we were semi-hippies, you know. Texas hippie's a little different than a California hippie. I don't think I ever had any beads, but, you know, I had some hair. I won't tell you where. Anyway, I wrote this song. This song was written as a contemporary. I wrote it at the time, like 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago. But I could never quite make it work. It just, something wasn't quite right about it, but I knew it was all good writing. So what I decided to try was an experiment in writing was, oh, shut up and listen. Fuck off. I'm not the guy you want to fuck with. Anyway, so what I decided to do was like just sit on this song for 20 years and see if it still held up. So here's a song that's like written 20 years ago, and here it is. It's like a painting. It's called Madonna with Child, circa 1969. Ah, the beautiful red-haired Madonna with Child sat on the curb wearing a smile that doubled up the years and trebled the miles and comforts the babe in the softest of style. Well, she came to San Francisco on the day she turned 16. 8th Street was something then, hey man, you should have seen. And she took up with his drummer in some good time Texas scene. And she loved him till the day they shipped him back home to Killeen. She said she danced up in North Beach when the need arose. She's trying to start a little trade of making people clothes, feed the child and pay the rent. Everybody knows she's a little hard for 21, but that's the way she goes. She's living on next to nothing, memories from the past, just a fading flower child, trying to make it last. She's got answers to some questions that I would not dare to ask. Our survival's never graceful when the changes come that fast. Ah, the beautiful red-haired Madonna of a child sat on the curb wearing a smile that doubled up the years and trebled the miles and comforts the babe in the softest of style.
Well, if I had $1 bill, yes, I believe I surely will. Put a can and drink my fill early in the morning. Little darling, she's a red-haired thing, man, she makes my legs to sing. Wanna buy a diamond ring early in the morning. Mother was a golden girl. I slit her throat just to get her pearls. Cast myself into a whirl before a bunch of swine. It's a long way down the Harlan Road, busted back in a heavy load. Won't get through to save my soul early in the morning. Always been a gambling man. I can roll them bones with either hand. 7 is a promised land, early in the morning. Oh, whiskey be my dying bed. Tell me where to lay my head. Not with me is all she said early in the morning. Well, if I had a dollar bill, yes, I believe I surely will. Put a can and drink my fill early in the morning. Thanks, everybody. Let's see Blazes Blues. Here's a song about a late friend of mine, but he was late his whole life, so I ended up with his guitar and wrote this song on it, and wrote the words about him, and I used his style of finger picking. So his name was Blaze. I decided, well, I guess I'll call it Blazes Blues. No dummy. I got a guitar all my own. I got a quarter for the telephone. I ain't headed down this highway all alone. 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4. Hunted and knocking on my door. Well, you know I'm gonna miss you when I'm gone. Got no daddy, but I got a ma, and she lives in Arkansas. I might just go and see her some old day. It ain't like she'd really care. It ain't like she'd pay the fare, but I might just blow on to her anyway. Down to Alabama, cause some trouble if I can. Oh, buddy, would you like to go along? It's a place I've never been, but you know I could use a friend. And they say they'll give us $50 a song. All my own. Got a quarter for the telephone. Headed down this highway all alone. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Hunted and knocking on my door. And you know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, you guys. We're each going to do one more here, and then what a pleasure. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Want to do one first?
I don't care. What do you want to do?
I'll do It She Lives to Fly. This is a nice song. This is one of my favorite songs.
Plus, this song is on the Cowboy Junkies new album. The Cowboy Junkies just cut this, so you go out and buy it. This is one of the prettiest songs ever in the world.
Well, shucks, thanks.
It's got to be.
It's been a real pleasure. I'm not sure if Peter or John is going to come up next. I think there'll probably be like a 10-minute intermission, and then John Stewart and Peter Rowan, man. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
There it goes. Won't say I love you, babe. Won't say I need you, babe. But I'm gonna get you, babe, and I will not do you wrong. Living's mostly wasting time. I waste my share of mine. It never feels too good, so let's don't take too long. Well, you're soft as glass, and I'm a gentle man. We got the sky to talk about and the world to lie upon. Days up and down they come, like rain on a conga drum. Forget most, remember some, but don't turn none away. Everything is not enough, nothing is too much to bear. Where you been is good and gone, all you keep is the getting there. Well, to live's to fly, low and high. So shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. It's goodbye to all my friends. It's time to go again. Here's to all the poetry and the picking down the line. I miss the system here. The bottom's low and the treble's clear. But it don't pay to think too much on things you leave behind. Oh, I may be gone, but it won't be long. I'll be bringing back the melody and the rhythm that I found. We all got holes to fill, and them holes are all that's real. Some fall on you like a storm, sometimes you dig your own. Choice is yours to make, time is yours to take. Some dive into the sea, some toil upon the stone. Well, to live's to fly, low and high. So shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. Oh, shake the dust off of your wings and the tears out of your eyes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Do one more, let's split. Thank you.
Freightliner. I wrote this song down in Canyon, Texas, and they gave me a hotel room that was about 4.5 feet from the main north-south highway up through the panhandle of Texas. And just closer to the edge of the stage, giant, white Freightliners, the biggest trucks you ever saw, right? Like roll by. And right outside my door, the air conditioning was broken. It was about 115 degrees. There was a little garden plot, called different brown grasses, But in this plot was a nest that had fallen out of this little cedar tree and landed upright, so it was now on the ground, and it was a robin's nest. And these little robins, I was there for a week, and these little guys had hatched, and miraculously, a couple of them made the little crash from, here to here. And they were just getting big enough to go out of the nest. And they were like, boy, get out of the nest, boy, and they just start ambling, toward the highway where these 8,000-ton trucks are like rolling by at 65 miles an hour. And I couldn't sleep for a week. I couldn't eat. I sat by the door, and every time one of them, I'd get up and I'd grab him and scold him and put him back in the nest. I sat there for a week. And heaven knows, there comes a time, and if you're a traveling sort of guy, you got to say adios. And it was like, I bet it wasn't 15 minutes after I left. It was serious flat robins, sail robins, like a frisbee.
I'm headed out on the highway, searching in big trucks and wine. Headed out on the highway, searching in big trucks and wine. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? In New Mexico ain't bad, Lord, and the people that they treat you kind. New Mexico ain't bad, Lord, and the people that they treat you kind. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Oh, you see Miss Caroline, tell her that I'm doing fine. You see Miss Caroline, tell her that I'm doing fine. Oh, White Freightliner, come all over my mind. There's bad news from Houston, half my friends are dying. There's bad news from Houston, half my friends are dying.
Loudon, why don't you just plug right into this?
It's another American. I was backstage trying to control Guy.
No, we're Loudon.
Where's my cord?
Here, let me find the cord, man.
The clock is ticking.
No. There is no clock. We come here to have fun.
Yeah.
Man, this is one of the coolest guys I've ever seen in my life. He played with 3 rainbows behind him at Winnipeg Folk Festival.
That's about it, really. I'm going to sing a song about a country. Well, it's a country that's not quite foreign to me, and it's not Mexico. It was colder than a witch's tit, colder than a polar bear's nose, colder than the shoulder of my old flame, colder than hell, heaven knows. Not quite as cold as you think it is when the wind chill factors blow. But centigrade and Fahrenheit, it fell way below zero. The electric duvet was cranked way up to 10. The gas fire was on full blast. When I get the bills from both of those boards, I don't know if the money will last. I was fully clothed in my entire wardrobe, and I still couldn't feel my toes. Then the flat pipes burst, we had another first. The water in the toilet bowl froze. When the radio ordered me to stay at home, I obeyed, though I was miffed. But the roads were ice, there was a ton of snow, and when the wind blows, snow will drift. I was brushing and flossing my chattering teeth, and in the mirror I saw my breath. Half frozen watching the TV news, the other half of me was worried to death. Yeah, we got helicopter rescues, freezing old ladies, and the choo-choo trains won't go. On the M4 there's a 5-mile tailback of lorries jacksniping in the snow. And it's summer down under in Australia. What gets under my skin? On the TV they show us suntan cricketers, they're just rubbing it in. They're saying it's from Siberia, that communist Arctic zone. What we got is a Russian plot to make the world their ice cream cone. Whether we're gonna get a break, the weatherman will not say. I took my dog for a walk and she took a crap. You won't smell it until April or May. And the same thing happened here last year, but you don't want to know. In England, people walk around wearing raincoats and running shoes in the snow. You don't wear no hat or gloves. It don't make no sense. You still think with that silly umbrella you can conquer all of the elements. It was the coldest day on record in the coldest week in memory. It was the coldest month in the coldest year on the coldest night in history. Don't ask me how cold it was, you don't want to know. But centigrade and Fahrenheit, it fell way below zero. I'm talking centigrade and Fahrenheit, it fell way below zero. Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to I'll do one more here for you. There are so many great songs I have written over the years that I'm going to do a new one here, and I was inspired when Guy did his D period thing. This is one of my D things. Also, the fact that there's just a string of men up here tonight on stage. Sickening. Ship is sinking and they lower the lifeboats and hand out the life jackets. The men keep on their coats. The women and the children are the ones who must go first, and the men who try to save their skins are cowards and are cursed. Every man's a captain, men know how to drown. Man the lifeboats if there's room, otherwise go down. That's the next verse. This is a new thing. And it's the same when there's a war on. It's the men who go to fight. Women and children are civilians when they're killed. It's not right. Men kill men in uniform. It's the way war goes. When they run, they're cowards. When they stay, they are heroes. Every man's a general. Men go off to war. The battlefield's a man's world. Cannon fodder's what they're for. It's the men who have the power. It's the men who have the might. And the world's a place of horror because each man thinks he's right. A man's home is his castle, so the family let him in. But what's important in that kingdom is the women and children. A husband and a father, every man's a king. But he's really just a drone, gathers no honey, has no sting. Have pity on the general, the king and the captain. They know they're expendable, after all they're men. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to John and Peter and Guy and Town.
Got to hear one more Loudon Wainwright song.
Oh, no.
And then we're...
Oh.
No, we'll all come up here and sing one with you.
What can we do then?
Do one more. By yourself. Man, this is the coolest motherfucker I ever seen in my life.
And I'm not even getting paid for this. How about that, huh? Well, I want to do it. I've been inspired tonight. Watching the show, and Towns did a Talking Blues. And I have to do... I got a new Talking Blues here. This Bob Dylan turned 50 in May, and if it weren't for Bob, I know I wouldn't be here. This is called Talking New Bob Dylan. Hey Bob Dylan, I wrote you a song. Today's your birthday, if I'm not wrong. If I'm not mistaken, you're 50 today. How you doing, Bob? What do you say? Well, it must have been about 62. I heard you on record and you were brand new. And some had some doubts about the way you sang, but the truth came through and loudly it rang. Yeah, you were hipper than Mitch Miller and Johnny Mathis put together. So I got some boots, a harmonica rack, a D21. I was on the right track, but I didn't start writing until 68. It was too damn daunting. You were too great. I won a whole lot of Bob Dylan imitation contests, though. Well, times were changing. You brought it all home, blonde on blonde like a rolling stone. The real world is crazy and you were deranged. And when you were an electric Bob, everything changed. A shock to the system. Well, out of commission, had a motorcycle wreck, holed up in Woodstock with a broken neck, and the labels were signing up guys with guitars. They were out to make millions looking for stars. Well, I figured it was time to make my move. Songs from the Westchester County, New York Delta country. Yeah, I I got a deal, and so did John Prine, Steve Forbert, and Springsteen all in a line. They were looking for you and signing up others. We were new Bob Dylan, your dumbass kid brothers. Yeah, we still get together every week at Bruce's house. He has the biggest house. It's kind of a 12-step program. Yeah, but we were just us, and of course you were you, and John Wesley Hardin sure sounded new, and then Nashville Skyline was even newer, and Blood on the Tracks, and the ringing got truer, and... Let's see, there was another one in there. Oh yeah. Self-portrait. Self-portrait. That was an interesting effort. Well, I had to stop listening. Times were too tough. Me being the new me was hard enough. But you keep right on changing like you always do, and what's best is the old stuff all sounds new. Hey, Bob Dylan, so today's your birthday. Have a great one, Bob. Being the new you's one hell of a job. My kid cranked up her boombox, and I almost groaned when I heard you screaming from her room. Everybody must get stoned. Thanks a lot, Bob. Thanks a lot.
Loudon, Wainwright, Peter Rowan, John Stewart. We can't find towns.
Well, we was trying to think of a song that we all knew together, you know, and like the only thing that comes to mind is fucking Goodnight Irene, you know. But if y'all can think of anything better that Peter knows, because he's gonna be Wichita, he's gonna take it off. Just yell it out to us, we'll do it. Taking requests.
Last Saturday night I got married. Me and my wife settled down. Me and my wife, we are parted. I'm gonna take another stroll downtown. I'm singing Irene. Sometimes I live in the country. Sometimes I live in town. Sometimes I take a great notion to jump in the river and drown. Just like the Kingston Trio. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream.
God just asked me to sing a verse. I wish that he hadn't asked, but he sure is a swinging guy. Had about 25 glasses.
Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'm gonna get you. Last Saturday night I got married. Me and my husband settled down. Sometimes I get had a great notion to jump into a woman and drown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene, good night, Irene. I'll see you in Irene.
Play one. Sounds fancy.
I'm headed down into Clarksville. I don't know the reason why. I suppose since Irene left me, I'll just drink me some whiskey and die. Said, Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll get you in my dreams.
Now sometimes she wears pajamas. Sometimes she wears a gown. When they're both in the laundry, Irene is the talk of the town.
Irene, good night, Irene. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
Sometimes I live in the country, and sometimes I live in the town. Sometimes I take a great notion, shoot another drain and drown.
Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night. I'll see you
As the folk singers drift off to their slumberland, we wish you Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Halloween, Happy Boxing Day, Happy Guy Fawkes Day.
I had talked to Hotel Dildo here.
Sing it with us, come on.
Thank you all very much. John Stewart, Peter Rowan, Loudon Wainwright the third, Dave on the bass, Towns Van Zandt, Paul Darwin, who put this whole fucking
What about this guy?
Thank you all very much. John Stewart, Peter Rowan, Loudon Wainwright the third, Dave on the bass, Towns Van Zandt, Paul Darwin, who's with this whole